Problem is given in IES 2003 electrical paper. The gain C of S by R of S of the signal flow graph shown in figure is. This is signal flow graph given. How to calculate overall gain C of S by R of S for this problem. For calculating overall gain for signal flow graph, we have to use the gain formula of signal flow graph is M equals to summation of Pk delta K by 1 minus sum of individual loop gains products plus sum of all possible combinations of two non-touching loops gains product minus sum of all possible combinations of three non-touching loops gains product and so on, plus and so on, it is increases. So here we have to calculate the forward paths Pk, and number of deltas depends upon number of forward paths, and next individual loops and two non-touching loops and three non-touching loops. First find the number of forward paths. Forward path is nothing but it is a continuous traversal where no node is repeated once again from input to output. It should be continuous. There is no node should be repeated again. So here that kind of forward paths, how many paths are possible, that we have to identify in the diagram. So first let us see, I am going to mention these as nodes as 1, 2, and this is 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first forward path is, it should be start from input and end at output, but it should not repeated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a continuous traversal. How we will identify this is as a continuous traversal from starting to ending onwards means depending upon the arrow direction. It should not reverse. The arrow should be represented in the diagram. So first forward path I am going to take P1 equals to 1 node 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Input is 1, output is 5, and arrow directions from input to output is in forward direction only. There is no any reverse direction of arrow or no node is repeated. So I can take this as one forward path. So here the gains 1, this is G1, and this is G2, this is 1. Now we have to write the multiplication of all these gains, product of the gains. 1 into G1 into G2 into 1. That means it becomes G1, G2 is the first forward path. Next, coming to second forward path. Observe the diagram, and if there is any chance of second forward path is possible or not, check. That is 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5. Here 4 again this is repeated, so it is not included. So we can take second forward path is P2 equals to node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5 in forward direction only. This is node 4, gain of 1. This is node 3, gain of G2, G3, 1. So now write the product of these forward paths gains. So P2 gains equals to G2, G3. Next, coming to identify the individual loops. That is, what is the definition of individual loop? It should be started and ending at the same node. It is called a loop. That is, it will starts from one point and it will travels and again it comes back to the same point. That is said to be a loop. So here we can see 2, 3, 4 and again it is coming back to same node. It is one individual loop. That is 2, 3 and 4 coming back to again 2, 2, 3, 4 with gains of G1, G2 minus H1. Write the gains products. L1 equals to minus of G1, G2, H1. Next, identify remaining loops. 2, 3, 4 again coming to 2. So this is also one more individual loop. That is 2, 3, 4 again H1 minus H1, G3, G2. So write product of these gains. L2 equals to minus G2, G3, H1. Similar to this, again check if any other individual loop is possible or not. So here this is starting at one point and ending at same point. So L3 equals to, this is one more individual loops. Gains equals to 0, G4 only. Next, we have to check for the delta 1, delta 2, delta 2 only. Why? Because there is only 2 forward paths. So depending upon number of forward paths, we will calculate number of deltas. For delta 1, that means first forward path is compared with all the individual loops. If any node is touches, then we will replace as 1 delta value. If no node is touching in the loop, that gain product we will write 1 minus of gain product. Here we will take this first forward path and we will bring to compare all the individual loops. If any node is common or not, we will check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the nodes of first forward path. Check first loop 2, 3, 4. Here 2, 3, 4 nodes are common. Second individual loop, that is 2, 3, 4. Again 2, 3, 4 nodes are common. Third individual loop, 4 is there. Again node 4 is the common. So all the loops are touching the first forward path. So we will replace as 1. If any loop is not touching the first forward path, we will replace 1 minus of that gain product. Second forward path for delta 2. Check this second forward path with all the individual loops. Here the nodes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again we will check all the nodes are touching. So again we will place delta 2 is also 1. Next, for 2 non-touching loops. 2 non-touching loops means no 2 loops should have common node. That means if we compare 2 loops at one place, then those 2 loops should not have common node. Then it is said to be one pair of 2 non-touching loop. Here it is 2, 3, 4. Here it is 2, 3, 4. These two are touching. So it is not a 2 non-touching loop. Next, this is compared to this. 2, 3, 4. 4 is common. So this is not a common pair. This is compared with this and this. Again there is common node. So there is no 2 non-touching loops. 2 non-touching loops are 0. And next, substitute all the values in the formula, Mason's gain formula. That is M equals to M1 delta P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by 1 minus individual loops gains product, sum of individual loops gains, L1 plus L2 plus L3. 3 individual loops are there, L1, L2, L3. So sum of those individual loops plus sum of all possible combinations of 2 non-touching loops are not there, 2 non-touching loops. So I will replace as simple. Next, P1 is G1, G2. Delta 1 is 1 plus P2 is G2, G3. Delta 1 is 1 by 1 minus individual loops. L1 is minus G1, G2, H1. Next, second loop is minus G2, G3, H1. Third loop is plus G4. So again we will write overall Mason's gain formula. Using Mason's gain formula, overall gain equals to G1, G2 plus G2, G3 by 1 plus G1, G2, H1 plus G2, G3, H1 minus G4. This is final solution. So for this The answer is B. G1 G2 plus G2 G3 by 1 plus G1 G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H1 minus G4.